So, just when I thought, um, just when I thought I had seen it all, I got hit with like a change up, switch up. Doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. Um, so the other day I had mentioned in like a little brief live how my um, my mentor had talked with my boss, um, and the boss had said, the boss said, he asked my boss how I was doing. My boss said, not that good. And apparently, either my boss don't know what he's talking about, or he's not the one that's writing awards. Because I also had somebody reach out to me, I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, and they were like, weird request. They were like, hey, send us an official photo, or do I have an official photo? And so anytime in the military when you're doing like an official photo, that means either you're about to get put up for an award, they're doing some type of article. Usually it's something good versus something bad. And so I sent a copy of my official photo to the guy, and then I was like, what's this about? And he said, oh, you're being put up for FGO, which is Field Grade Officer of the Quarter. In other words, hey, all of that work that you did, that you were upset about because kind of nobody took notice and it was just kind of like whatever. Yeah, they did actually take notice. It just took them a long time to tell you that um, that they took notice. And so now we got these two conflicting stories because my boss said I ain't doing that good, but the same boss also approved me as being the best field goal officer for that quarter. So I'm just totally confused now, in terms of like, all right, where do I stand? Like, am I good? Am I not good? Because you told my mentor that I was not good. Key piece of information that I might have left out. Thank you for the likes, or the like. Key piece of information that I left out. My mentor just so happens to be, he's not the boss of my boss, but he's like above my boss in terms of rank slash hierarchy. And so, um, I'm just totally confused at this point. I mean, like, it got so bad where you'll notice like I got a little shadow, a little baby beard coming along. Now, early on when my boss came, he had made a little comment about standards, and he made a comment about facial hair and beards. And so anybody that knows anything about the military, you know that the military, hey, Jesus, thank you for watching. Anybody that knows anything about the military, you know that the standard says no facial hair. And so with any standard in the military, there's an exception. And there's religious accommodation. So for people where facial hair is like a part of their practicing their religion, they let them wear facial hair. And for people that have health concerns, they allow them to wear facial hair. And so me, I had health concerns. Like, I don't know if you can see it. Like, it's kind of dark, but like, look at my neck. You'll see like little dots all over my neck. You probably can't see it as well on my face, but like when I'm clean shaven, like if you look at an old life, and I'm clean shaven, you'll see like bumps just everywhere. And so that's a condition. That's a medical condition. I didn't know it early on in my career, but a nurse, I was deployed, and a nurse, she was like, why are you killing yourself shaving? What you mean? And she's like, you have PFB. And PFB is basically the medical name for razor bumps. And so I'm like, yeah, okay. I didn't think I had a choice. She's like, I'm gonna put you on a profile. Come see me. And so I went and I saw her. They had like this shaving tutorial, like this is how you shave, this is what you should do, try this, try that. I tried all of that, and I still had razor bumps. And so they gave me the waiver. And so like that was in 2014. And since 2014, I had been on a waiver. But again, I got here, and my boss, he said a comment, and it was like kind of like a disparaging comment. That's how I took it, against shaving. And the whole reason I'm talking about that is because, like, I heard that, and I got to this organization, and I decided, well, this is my new boss, and he's got a thing against facial hair, and so I'm not trying to do anything that's gonna make him unhappy. And so I was like, well, let me just go ahead and shave, razor bumps, whatever. We'll just deal with it. And I started shaving, and then after I had that crazy, like I had a crazy good quarter, like a really good 3 months. After I didn't hear anything back in terms of like recognition, I was like, well, guess they don't care. He also told my mentor that I'm not doing good, so nothing that I do matters. They've already made up their mind. So let me just go ahead and do me. Let me go ahead and just let this beard grow back, and stop killing myself every day, because it doesn't matter what I'm doing, it's not paying off. Keep going, you got it, bro. Thank you, Endless C. I appreciate that encouragement. Hey, Don Hopkins, thank you for joining. And so all of this was going on, and then yesterday, or the day before yesterday, egg on my face, they did nominate me for the best FGO, but of course I still got this beard growing. But there's still the whole thing of my boss saying, he didn't think that highly of me. And so I decided, you know what, even though they did give me that FGO of the quarter, I'm not sure if a conversation took place or what. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna keep rocking this beard. I'm gonna go ahead and bring sexy back, because there was like an unofficial survey, and it's a kind of like a known fact that men with beards are sexier than men without beards. So I'm gonna go ahead and just keep the beard. I appreciate the encouragement, Raven. Yeah, even when I say to myself that, like, forget it, I'm gonna throw a temper tantrum and I'm not gonna do anything else, I look at promotion as working for my family. And I mean, because promotion, I don't care about rank. Rank doesn't matter. The problem is rank is tied to pay. And so if I want more money, I need to get more rank. I got to get my rank up. And so whatever my boss says is important to him, then that's what's important to me. Except for shaving, because I still don't know what's going on with my boss. I don't know, like, what happened. And so my mentor told me, man, you need to request a feedback session with your boss so you can figure out, what's going on. And I was like, well, I mean, I requested one and I never heard back from him. I did request a feedback session, like when he first got here, and I never heard back. And so he let me know, hey, he's really bad with admin, with emails and responding to stuff, like even stuff that we give, like we have to remind them, 2-3 times to get back with us. And so, I don't know, man. I don't know if anybody is like me, but like it's hard emotionally to like return that page, because my mindset was like, all right, well, I'm just here for my students. I'm not necessarily here for the people in the unit. I'm more so about my interactions that I have with the captains, because like I love my job. Like this is the first time in a long time that I could say I don't dread the end of the weekend. Like I legit used to get depressed when the weekend was over. Like Sunday night and it was time to like start getting ready for work for Monday, it used to be like this sadness, like every week. And I've been on jobs like that, probably 3 jobs in a row, and 3 jobs covers like the course of two. No, that was 2018, so that was like for 3 years. Um, it was like for 3 straight years, I did not feel like going to work. I did not have a good view towards the military. Then I got here in this job. Um, Actually, I got in my first job when I arrived here in Alabama, and I was doing online education, and I loved online education. And so like I got re-energized. I had a great leader. He was a guy from Boston, and he was a great guy, and he just like really like he's like, Leroy, you're amazing. Like I understand that sometimes leaders and followers, they just don't mix. Sometimes your personality may not mesh with their personality, and unfortunately you're going to be the one that pays for it. And so he's like, but from what I see and what you're producing, you're amazing. And so he kind of like helped rehabilitate my career. But then, of course, I did so well, they ended up saying, hey, we're going to move you downstairs to the staff. And the staff, like everybody that's in the military, they kind of like don't like going to staff because staff is a bunch of like paperwork and administrative stuff. It's not like the fun stuff. And so um yeah, they moved me down there, and I didn't get along with my boss. And can you just come back? Because I was out of town getting care for my child. And he's like, can you just leave them and come back and do administrative work? Like work that it's like really, whether that work gets done or not, the mission is still going to keep going. And like when he said that, like he just lost me, and there was no recovering me because it let me know as a person, I don't care about your problems. I'm literally just here so you can do the work that I don't feel like doing. And so I checked out of that. Fast forward to me coming into this current job. Um, so the last place that I was at, my boss, he told like the second guy, the second in command, he told him, hey, he's just a guy, he's not good. Because I wouldn't leave my family and take the leave that I actually had on the books. He said I was a bad officer, or I was just a guy. And then when I went to the next job, my current boss, he asked my previous boss, um, you know, who I was. And of course, like my current boss, he didn't take anything that he was seeing into consideration. I felt like he had already kind of made up his mind about me because again, the first time he saw me, this is what I looked like. I had this little shadow. He's already got his thing against people with shadows. Probably has a little thing against um, non non-white people. I feel it. He's from the area, and I mean, racism is a part of the area. Racism is a part of the Deep South. Rather, or whether people want to admit it or not, racism is embedded into the culture. And so, I mean, sorry to get on that. People like, oh, here we go with the race card. It's not a card if it's reality. It's my reality, my perception. When I see you treating these people that are doing less than me better than me, what else am I to assume? I mean, sure, there could be a number of other things, but I don't know. In my mind, that's how it is. And so he kind of lost me a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and request to sit down with him. I'm going to see what it is that he expects from me. and I'm gonna see how I wasn't meeting that. Even though, like, you ask anybody around the wing, like, people be coming up to me and they be calling my name out, and I'm like, who is that person? I literally do not know you. Now, one fun fact is I am literally the only black instructor, black male instructor there. There are literally no other black males in this professional military education that are currently instructing. We had two guys, but those one guy, both of those guys ended up going to staff. So there's no teachers. And yeah. So maybe that's a part of it. Like, hey, like, you literally are a unicorn. So people kind of know the unicorn because the unicorn sticks out. Um, But anyway, guys, I'm at my destination and I'm literally fighting against the clock to get some pizza for the family. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the live. I just had to get that off my chest. Thank y'all for being here for my being my unpaid therapy. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll be back. All right.